There's nothing more powerful than you.
All right, we are officially in.
There's nothing more powerful than me, huh?
All right, so I'm about to share screen now. So give me 1 second here. Okay, share in. All right, now we're in. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I do.
All right, perfect. All right, so you know we hit this high 444.3 right here. So this is what happened. And you know, we've been recreating these support. I swear to God, it feels like it's every day we have to recalculate.
Yes.
And actually, let's look at SQQQ because I know they fell below that support line. Look.
Yep.
I
saw that and I was so mad. So mad with SPY. I'm like, but it's doing that when we're not even there.
Yeah, and it's crazy because it hit the last low was 18 point. What was it? 18.7. It's at 18.6. This is a new low. Like, let's go to
God.
Yeah, we're gonna go to the daily here. See, it hasn't been that. That's the lowest. The last low was 18.73. We just hit a low of like, well, we're kind of like there now. Well, this low 18.73.
So if we go below that,
yeah, they don't hold this. Like it could be more selling over here in this area. Let's look at these lower time frames.
Well, SPY would be the key to that.
Let's see. Oh yeah, they hit even. This is 18.67. So the lowest low they had was 18.73. So here, I mean, they could come back up here and test this because this is now new resistance. So this was the one we were looking at. We was like, damn, if we fall below this, it can get really red, right?
Yes.
So here, I'm gonna take that. Let's look at the 1 hour here. Yeah, this now is new resistance wall. This was that last support area. So this we would come back up probably and test it, but you could see how there's a little bit of volume here pre-market right now. But this is now the new resistance. I mean, overall, they're still really weak. Let's see.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch SQQ just now.
No, SQQQ looks like, I mean, it's all temporary though. But look at this here, this low, higher low, you got money coming in, or this is the chicken money flow right here. This histogram, when it's like on the bottom, it's very weak. When you have money flow coming on the top, it could signal that there's some strength coming in. But again, this is now a resistance wall. This was the support. This was the support that we didn't want to fall through. There. All right. Anyway, I mean, we're still weak though. We're below the 200 MA here. 30. Yep. Anyway, let's take a look at SPY.
Yeah, I'm waiting.
Morning, Joel. Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We're literally shooting down right now, but let's recalculate these zones here. All right, so this was the top resistance wall that we did have. Remember, this was like we said that the 442, we came up and hit the high of 444. So this was the top resistance wall when we were doing it Friday. I mean, we had that all that strength though coming in, and it bursted above this wall. But you can see now this sharp point down right here. Yeah, there could be a pullback.
It's due for a pullback. It should pull
look
back.
at this. This is another sharp pull down too.
Yeah.
This high right here, 443, and now
almost looks like a double bottom, a double top.
Yep, it's coming down now. But look, it's been above this 50 though. Since it pushed above that 200 MA. When we pushed above the 200 MA, we were really strong. We stayed above here. Yeah, let's look at the hour.
We're still above.
Yeah, we're still above the 200 MA, yeah. But all these lower time frames are overbought too. So this was the last this was the last time, like we created this flag and we came down, it rejected here. Daily, but this is now new support. I'm going to recreate these levels here in a second. And that's a new high right there.
Hmm.
Let's look at this right quick. I just want to see where this pattern could.
What was the highest SPY ever went to 470 something?
Yeah,
Didn't
we
it?
were. Yeah, I'm about to go back to. I think we were in like 479 or something like that.
Okay, so we still have room to grow. Hmm.
Oh yeah, 454 is going to be like our area of resistance on the. I'll show you on the high on the bigger time frames.
Yeah.
See,
Hmm.
that's 479.98. I remember this pullback. Remember when it started?
Yes.
Yeah. And so this is the. Let's clear out all of this stuff. So this is the area that I'm thinking that we may come to.
454.
It was like 454.
Hmm.
Let's go.
Yeah. SPY means business. It's not joking.
Yeah, that's a pretty and that's the closing candle. Okay, so yeah, about right there. And you can see it was resistance, 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 support, and resistance. So you can see it's making its way up there right now. So this is 453. It's about 453 point something, but it's close to 454 approximately. I'd say about right here before you get like a little rejection. And right now we're like, if you look at the lower time frames right now, I mean, from here, once we get here, we're going to be so overbought. We're going to be so overbought. So this is an area you just got to be careful on. So depending on the strength, we could pull back here and create a pattern so that we can take it back up to 454. But I think 454 is going to be the area where you got to kind of like watch out at. So many positions you're in, you got to get out. But that's what I'm thinking. This pattern could most likely play out like this. So,
Yeah.
morning, Dr. Connor.
Good morning. How are y'all?
Good. I'm glad you're here.
I am too.
So this is the so that's it could potentially play out like that if we get a little pullback here because we are overbought like on the smaller time frames. And then so you got this double bottom pattern playing out right here. And then your high would be, and if we can pull this pattern off, then your high would be about 454. And that's where your potential rejection would be up here. Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. We were just talking about like where we could potentially like reject that on the higher time frames because we're taking off. So this is the area that that I was just showing them. So you can see how this was a rejection in the past, and we're on the monthly chart right now. So you got a rejection 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, right? So these are 3 months of rejection before it fell below. And then right prior to that, it was holding it as support. And that's 1, 2, 3 months, right? 3 months holding it as support. And then prior to those 3 months, you had 3 months of rejection, 1, 2, or resistance, 1, 2, 3 before the breakout. So this 454 area was, we had it as resistance, then we had it as support, and then resistance again. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 months. 9 months of playing around in this zone here. That's why once we get up to this 454, you got to be careful because this is a zone that we could possibly reject. And you can even see here that this was the breakout, right? So this here, which was like our 417 level to like the 375. So if you do the calculation from 375 to 417, we said about 417 here. Yeah. I'll say 415. If we do the calculation from 375 to 415, and then we do the calculation from 415 to 454, it's probably going to average out to about the same amount. So you know how we do our support and resistance on the lower time frames? It's the same thing here on the higher time frames. But it's just that the gaps are a lot bigger because now you're dealing with the monthly chart versus the daily chart. So this is the area that I can see probably a lot of red that we need to be careful in. But still, we do want to just take it day by day because we're going to have these temporary pullbacks, because we did just hit a high here, but also our lower time frames are coming into like overbought. Like here, 4 hour,
Yeah.
1 hour, we're pointing down right now, so we could have like slight pullbacks. That's why I was creating that double bottom here, because if we pull back on the lower time frames, I'm looking at where is a good area that we could possibly pull back to, because we want to continue to create these patterns so that we can keep going. So that 433 again, it's like 433. So yeah, about right there. And then back up here. That would make sense. All right, but let's recalculate the support and resistance on the lower time frames. All right, so here we have our resistance. That's why even on the daily, when I put it all the way back, it was like down here, somewhere around over here, which was closer to like where this 200 MA is. So even if we come back down and pull back all the way to this 200 MA, you can see on the daily, it's still going to be in a bullish pattern because of the run up. I think 430, I think I was calculating around here on the daily. See, it was around like that area. Let's go back to the daily and you can see it. See here, and that would still be a higher low because this was the last low, which was around 430. So if we pull back all the way to 434, 435, this
is that a gap to be filled?
Yeah, right here to here.
Yeah.
437 to 441.
Oh wow, $4.
Yeah. that was Friday when we opened up, remember?
Yeah, so it might come down, be some money to be made.
I mean, it could. That's why I said our next area of interest when it pulls back could be around like the 430, 435 area, because last
it makes sense because today's a short day and then there's a whole holiday between.
Yeah, but I don't think it's going to pull back that much in one day. We're just looking at where it could.
We'll see. People need money for that holiday.
For the next, yeah, it's a pretty big move in one day.
Yeah, it is. But SPY's been known to do that.
But within the next few days, okay.
Yeah.
I can say if we're gonna take these times to pull back, and within the next, because remember we're looking on the daily chart now. So the daily chart, when you get to these zones, it could take several days to get here, right?
That's true. That's true.
So creating that pattern and then taking it back up here, this would be a few weeks.
Unless we have a catalyst. Do we have any catalysts now?
I don't know. I haven't even looked. Do you know?
I'll go check it out. Let me see.
I don't know. Dr. Connor, do you know if there's any catalysts in this morning?
I didn't see any.
Joelle, are you looking? Are you finding any catalysts?
No, I didn't even look at it either.
All right. So right now though, guys, and the markets are only open till 1 today. So we close early because of the holiday, but you can even see we're already starting to pull back. These areas that I just created, this is potentially your day areas, right? So this is what could possibly happen for the day. But even like, because we're breaking out and we're so strong, even pulling back to 441 and then keep going, like I wouldn't freaking be surprised, just because anytime you're looking at the lower time frames for a stock that's breaking out, it could very well not pull back all the way to your anticipated area that you wanted to pull back at before it takes off. That's how much power it has. And you can even see the power in last month's candle. Like this was a breakout, man. June was the breakout one for SPY. So you can see the power in it, and it just kept going and going and going. And I remember like when we were analyzing before, we kept anticipating these breakouts, right? And I'm like, I know it's this month. I know it's this month. But it rejected it, right? It kept rejecting it. And that's the thing about breakouts. You never know when it's going to happen. You can just see that you can see the anticipation of the breakout, but you don't know exactly when it's coming. And for us, it seemed like a long time, because every month we're like waiting for the candle to close to see if we can get above this level here. But as you can see, each month we kept closing below, and we was rejecting it until finally we ended up, you know, taking off and breaking out. But this was the breakout that I was looking for back when we were analyzing. This is the breakout here, and it took us 11 months to do this. But it did it, you know what I mean? It just
it did it.
Yep. So that's kind of where we're at right now. So the only thing that I would recommend, right, is just to follow your zones if you're going to trade, because these are your areas. So your resistance right now, we know it's the 443.5, which it appears that we're rejecting it. And then your support is going to be 442.38. If we fall below this level, we'll just take it to the next support down here at 441, right? So these are our maps. Time for freaking Apple to pull back too. I don't know. Take a look at them.
Apple has the Energizer Bunny right now.
Yes, stop. Look at this. And even with Apple, it keeps pushing through my zones. I feel like I'm recalculating these zones every day, man. It's crazy.
I know. I'm so mad because I sold my Apple call so early and I had it for so long. And then Apple, ugh.
And you can see here in Apple, like we're above. This is just the 4-hour chart. We're at 94.11. I mean, the last time we got this high before, look at this rejection here with Apple. And you see like this is 184 to 179. And this was in 4 hours. Okay. And we were at the high of 94.11. We're up here again, 94.98. Actually a little higher than last time, right? Look at this high here, 94.11. You can see it here. The next candle, it was a reject. So we're getting up there. We're getting up there. But you can see here, I'm not even gonna like these zones. I guess we can like recalculate here. The resistance. We could take this one out. Let's look at the hourly where there's a little bit of white noise, because you can see they just freaking kept going. I can't even.
And I don't think there's not another high for Apple, right? Right now, the sky's the limit.
Oh, right now, yeah, we're hot. We're at the high with Apple. So right, let's do.
Be interesting.
What's the ATR? Well, what's the ATR on Apple now?
Like $3.
3.
Yeah.
This is 193. It's 192 because we had some movement here. Let's do here. All right, let's take it down. Let's take this one off.
It used to be between 3 and 4. Oh, I don't know. Most of them, they change so much.
It's just this 4-hour, man. This 4-hour is really high on Apple. I mean, at some point, Apple has to pull back. We've been going for a long time with Apple. You can even see here. I mean, we had a slight pullback here, you know, in the beginning of June, but it was only like 3 days. Then we ran again. We're at a new high. So remember, this is what I was telling you guys too.
It's like spy.
Yeah, if you try to get in on Apple, you're getting in on a resistance, right? On a lower time frame. So be careful about trying to chase Apple, because right now it's not a time to chase Apple. We talked about the levels with Apple. So this is a breakout here, guys. With Apple here, same thing. Apple broke out, and you can see we were consolidating in between these zones here, which was about 135 to like 155. And generally, when you calculate your next level, you want to double it up. Right now, Apple is past, I think it was, hold on, is this, let me redo this again, because we have 190 as like the double, I think, right here. 1, 2. So we broke out here. technically. Let me see. Because we're just looking at current price action, which is this down here. Okay. And you could see rejection, rejection. We couldn't get past this level. So we finally broke out above this level. So you need to calculate the same amount going up, which was, yeah, about 190. So from here to here, here to here. So right now we're past the target for Apple for people who caught the breakout. So this would be the breakout, and this would have been the target on a swing trade. So even though we're past it, you got to be careful because you'd be getting in at the top. So you don't wanna, and the thing is, the rule is you don't take a call at resistance. You don't take a call at resistance.
Oh, we've been burned too many times.
Right. So that's the thing when you look at an Apple from that perspective. So even though Apple appears to be going, this is how a lot of retail traders get psychologically messed up because they just want to keep following, right? And they're like, oh shit, Apple's going, and they don't think about the Apple's going to have to come down at some point, right? And they just want to chase it because it looks really good and it's just going and going and going. So this is technically resistance for Apple. So you just want to wait until they pull back, right?
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you something. They're going past they're going crazy though. Even past those that breakout target that on the higher time frames. We're past that right now. See, this is 193, 191. You said about $3, right? For the ATR.
Yeah, between $3 and $4. Yes.
So this is 189, 191, and then 193. All right, so right now we're sitting on top. If we can hold this support area, then Apple's just going to keep going. If it breaks through this level, it will become new resistance. This would be your next level of support and so forth. If Apple does push past this 194 because we're at new highs, the only thing that I can suggest is that the resistance level up is going to be about $2 to $3 higher. Okay. But that's pretty much where we're at right now. Overall, we're strong, guys, as you see. But, you know, we're very high. We're very high right now. And even though we have our resistance at 454 on SPY, before it gets to 454, you'll have a lot of runs, pullback, runs, pullback, runs, pullback until it hits 454. Once it hits 454, if that's a supply zone, then you'll see heavy selling. It'll be a lot of red in the market. So don't be surprised if you get that rejection there. And then it's a massive fall. So that's the area we just got to be careful. But before we get to that area, remember, we're going to be pulling back and creating patterns in order to get there. So that's kind of what I'm looking at right now is I'm paying attention to, are we going to get to the 454 area and SPY? Because once we get to that area, then it's probably going to be a lot of red in the market. Okay.
Yeah.
But other than that, is there anything else you guys want to look at this morning?
Walmart?
What's their WNT?
Yes.
Just look out here.
I had a call, but I didn't want to go through the weekend, so I cashed it out. Of course, it was at profit, but then I'm wondering, it wasn't due till like the 14th, and I'm wondering I should probably have waited it out till today, but
What was your expiration on it?
the 14th of July.
Oh, 14th, you did say that. Okay.
Yeah,
Well, this is a breakout candle for
exactly.
right now. Yeah, in the month of June. This is your support though. This is 153. Let me see where they're at right now. Yeah, they're coming back down, but They still look very strong here.
Exactly. So I was like, maybe I could have gotten a little more.
So
But on the other hand,
what's the ATR on Walmart?
I think it's $1.95, is it?
And look, this is where the 200 MA. I don't know. They're very strong right now. I'm looking at where they broke out on the monthly. They closed above. I mean, there could possibly like let me see these ups here.
Yeah, because I was thinking of going back in. That's why I was like, but we'll see.
If you do, you want to get back in one of these areas of your entry zone. So you just got to create your entry zones, and
Right.
just especially for day trading, and just allow these stocks to pull back. Even though, I mean, right now, like on the monthly chart, this is a flag. You can see the pole, you can see the flag. They're breaking
Yes.
strong resistance. Like, look here, the last time it tried. Let's here. Let's make this bigger. You can see here, this is a rejection, resistance, rejection, rejection, rejection. They tried to tip it here, even a rejection. They hit a high, they still closed here. This was huge rejection. You see this candle,
Yes.
rejection, rejection, rejection. Even tried to hit high up here, came down, closed below this level, rejection, rejection. This is June's candle.
Yeah.
It closed above these levels.
Way
So
above.
they more than likely, it's probably going to hold this level that it just broke out of the 153, but
Right.
it was a pretty exhausting month. So if you're day trading them, the only thing that I can suggest, because they're strong, you can even see this is
Yeah.
our chart. They still got momentum with them. I would just, if you do, you just got to create your support and resistance, and you just need to have your entries marked. That's it. Don't,
Right.
don't enter in at resistance. See here, the last
Yeah.
time I came up here to resistance at the 158, it rejected. And you see it rejected and came all the way back down to this support, came back to resistance. You don't enter calls here. Reject, reject, reject. Then it came back down to support again. And now you can see it coming, making its way back up. So the only thing that you can do with Walmart, like I think it's good to day trade them, especially with
Yes.
out in the strength, but you still have to follow the same rules and principles, and just make sure that your entries are at support. Just don't enter in a call at resistance.
Exactly.
But yeah, so, and again, you could see here, they pushed above this level here.
It was about time. They
Yeah,
were,
we could
they were
tell that.
struggling.
Yeah, they kept rejecting, 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 and then they pushed, because overall they're strong. They just broke out. They
Yeah,
broke
exactly.
or they closed above a very tough resistance area, and it just reminds me of SPY, guys. Remember,
Yes.
rejecting for all of those months, that 417 level, and then now this month they pushed past through it, they closed above it. That's the same thing with Walmart. They were rejecting that 154 zone here, this area here, for a long time. You can even see it more clearer on the weekly candle, the weeklies here. Rejection, rejection, rejection. Then they tried to push. This was a wick. You could see they closed below it on the monthly. This was another. They hit this high here of 160, but look at this fall. This freaking rejection fall was insane, right? Then they came back on it again, rejected it, tried to push through it. And then finally now, what makes this different over here is the opening closing on the monthly candle. So this was in between March and April. So let's go back to the monthly. What makes it different is the close. You see how it hit this high, but it was the close that made it different, because it closed below the resistance. And then you, of course, you have the strong rejection here too, or here too. It hit the high of 160 again, but it closed below this. We just closed June last week, guys. Do you see how the close is above this resistance area? That's what makes it different. Even though we hit these highs, the closing is what's important. If it closed below this area, it's trying not to break through. Now, this was kind of like a fake out, because you can see here that it hit this high. Next month, it opened up above, even though it closed the month prior, it opened up above, but it just straight rejected. This is what they call a fake out. Okay. So yeah, that's pretty much where we're at with Walmart. That's a good one. That's a pretty bullish flag there.
Yeah.
Let's look at the let's look at a possible target. Okay, so this is 160.7 is a new high, right? So take it down to the bottom here.
154.
Yeah, looking at the strongest support here, I'd say about 135. All right, so 135 to 153. What's that? Like 35, 45.
Like $8?
$20? No,
$8?
no, 35 to 153. 35, 45. It'd say about $20, close to $20. So we got this 153, 63, 73. So the potential target for Walmart.
I'm sorry.
Just like the target with SPY is about 454. If with Walmart, if we can hold this level, this level down here that we just broke out of right here, we can hold this level here and it can maintain our support. This would be the next resistance on the higher time frames.
171.
Yeah, about 170, I'd say.
Oh wow.
50, yeah, because this is 56, because it's about $20.
Yeah, $20. Yeah.
That would, so you would just take the target that it broke out of this consolidation. You could see this is rectangle, a rectangle or a flag, whatever, however you want to see it, right? And you can see that we've been consolidating in this zone for many months, and now this is a potential breakout. So if this area holds now as new support, because it was resistance. Now that it broke out, resistance will become support. Once it becomes support, it becomes the floor. So generally, stocks are not going to just fall through the floor. And after breaking out of this level here, this is a pretty
might want to stay up there for a while.
Yeah, it's more than likely going to hold. We can't control the market, so we can't say it is going to hold, right? But statistically, after you break out of a level like this, more than likely it's going to hold, then fall, right? So now that we've broken through this level, if we can maintain this 153 level, this is a good entry for a possible long position. If you get in here, then your next target would be approximately up here before the rejection comes. But now we're going to think about SPY. Right now we're at about we're hitting a high of about 444 right now. Okay.
Yes.
SPY's target on the higher time frames is about 454. So when you're long, you need to be trading with SPY. If SPY is pulling back, you do not need to be in any long positions. That is the rule of a swing trader. As long as SPY is running, then it's safe, right? So here to here would be your target with Walmart. But as of right now, guys, you just know you need to follow your zones. But that's nice though. That's nice. That's a good this is really nice, Rathan, this one here, Walmart.
Thank you.
Yep. All right. Anybody else? Got any stocks you guys want to look at right now? All right. If not, I'm going to close out. The only thing I can really recommend is we're high on the lower time frames for these stocks, so I could see a temporary pullback right now.
Do you mind looking at J&J?
J&J?
Yes, please.
The vaccine?
Yes.
The vaccine? Because I haven't even been in J&J for a little while. You can see this.
I know, because Pfizer went to trash, so I was just wondering if J&J was doing the same.
This is crazy. I'm just looking at my previous little markings.
Yes, I just saw that.
Resistance. This was the resistance wall. So, and you can see we rejected one too. All right. So, let's look at this from this perspective. Yeah, this is your resistance wall right here. All right. 1, 2. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's been under this level for 5 months. And you can see here this was support, right? Yes. It's under it a little bit here, resistance, support. So this is a pretty significant level here, 164.3. Let's see where we're at now.
Hmm. Oh my God.
That's
Is
a
that a gap?
that's a 1 minute chart. Oh,
Oh.
we're right on top of it. No, we might we're right on top of it. You can see this is the hourly chart. This is the
Yeah.
this is the higher time frame. This was the resistance on the
But
higher
this is like a support though that it hasn't broke through.
a resistance. This is a resistance on the higher time frame. See,
I thought it was above that. No?
it was, but that's why I'm looking to see where it's at
Oh.
now, because we don't want to fall below this line. See here, we closed below
Right.
it, below it, below it. For the month of June, we just got
Yeah.
a little bit above it. So we want to
Right.
stay above it, right? We want to stay above it. So 164.06. So
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure it didn't fall below that yet. It might, but
yeah. I would be very cautious with them. To see if they want to hold this level, because this is a potential rejection area on the higher time frames.
yeah. Well, puts, I'm always good with puts. So
I'll just make sure because I don't know. I can't.
yeah.
I don't know if it's gonna hold, because a lot of these other stocks are breaking through. You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
it could hold and have this level of support, but it also could reject and come back down to the 154 area.
Yeah.
So this is your area of possible rejection, coming back down to 154. And right now we're literally on top of it. See, this
Yes.
area, that's a resistance area. So if it can't hold this area, then you're going to see a lot more selling with J&J. And let's look at their pattern. Ooh, they're pretty. Ooh, they're above the 200 MA though.
Yeah.
See how this is the level we have as resistance on the higher
Yes.
time frames, and you
Yes.
see how it's right at the freaking 200.
Right there. Yep.
I did not do that on purpose, but that's confluence. It's confluence because
Yes.
the 200 MA could be used as either resistance or support, depending on where
Yes.
it's at. So right now it's resistance. So remember, we're at resistance on the higher time frames. We also are at the 200 MA on J&J here, which is a resistance on the daily. So just be careful. But you know, if it is a real breakout, they're going to keep going and they're going to hold the level. But they need to hold 164. If they can't hold 164, then you know, more than likely they're going to take it back down to the next next support. Okay. So, and it's been a long time. Like they rejected it here. They couldn't even touch it here. They finally got on top of it. You had a small rejection, but they're trying to push it above. If they can stay above, then it would be a real breakout on the higher time frames. Then you could go to the next level up. But if they can't hold this and it rejects this 200 MA, and then it would also be a rejection on the monthly, and then you know that you probably see a lot of red with J&J. But I mean, I like the way this pattern looks right now on the daily.
Yes.
At the 4 hour and see. Yeah.
We'll see.
Even the way that the patterns look, the way that the patterns are shaped right now, it's shaped stating that looking like it wants to keep holding this area. Just the way it looks. It's very bullish the way that the patterns look. But remember, this here is like an assistant to here. It's all about price. Okay. I don't care if this looks pretty and it curls up or whatever. It's got a little curve. Price is what's more important. Is it going to hold its price or not? You understand? Because this is what's currently happening. Price
action trump
of price, right? Yeah.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, well, thank you for bringing these. I really like Walmart though. I really do.
Me too.
All right, guys. Well, you all have a good day. I will see you all Wednesday because the markets are closed tomorrow. And also on July 10th, I will not have the show because I have an appointment early in the morning. So that's Monday next week.
Oh, July 10th is Monday already? Oh my God.
Already getting there. So tomorrow is closed. So we'll be here for the rest of the week. And then Monday I'll be out, but we'll be back to regular time on Tuesday, July 11th.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
All right, guys. Well, you have a good morning.
Desiree.
You're welcome. And don't forget the markets closed early today too.
Yes. Oh, thanks for saying that again. But you enjoy your 4th of July. I know you will.
Yeah, you enjoy yours too.
Thank you. I intend to. True.
Bye.
Thank you.